even though we have our laws that says immunity has to be granted to former heads of state, but it does not have to be granted when it is acts that goes against human rights, gross human rights violations. You see, I'm from Sabasanja, Honorable Speaker. We supported Jammeh all throughout his leadership tenure. We used to support him very well, but we have accepted in 2016, during the last elections of Jammeh, we did not vote for the current president. We voted for Jammeh. But come 2021, we accepted and said, yes, now he's the president, we have to accept, and then we move forward as a state. So Jammeh needs to just accept that we now have a country headed by a new government, and if he wants to come, he can easily, liaise with him, with the current government, to see how they can facilitate his coming. But remember, the AG made mention here that Jammeh is wanted in this country. So therefore, immediately he steps foot in this country, he may be arrested. But if he is in good ties with the president, like he did to Sadauda, he might be accorded a hotel or whatsoever, and if he clears himself with the law, the president also have powers of prerogative of mercy. And he is a very accommodative president. I believe he may forgive you. Thank you.
That is, the former president has the constitutional right to return to the Gambia, as well as the right does not shield him from prosecution against any alleged crimes. That's very clear. And the legal processes will be activated. That's very clear, and that no immunity agreement exists as claimed by the former president, and that the TRRC findings are taken seriously. That international and regional support, the government is working to create a hybrid tribunal for the TRRC and warning for possible prosecution upon return. If that's the position of the government, what has that posed threats to the security? What has that posed fear among Gambians? Maybe a political fear, but not a security fear.
Honorable Speaker, the matter of the day has indicated that, okay, the comment of the president, former president, is a threat to national security. I actually agree with the statement. Honorable Speaker, knowing how the then president lived this country, when he was leaving the country, most of the people he governed were outside, almost seeking for refugee in other countries. So if he is intending to come back, surely it will pose a national, actually a national security threat. But Honorable Speaker, when you see the threat coming, it is no more a threat. The threat, it can only be a threat when you don't know the threat. But we are already informed that he is coming. So it is no more a threat. It is up to the government to take its position. The president has responded. The powers the then president has, he don't have those powers anymore.
If the former president announces return to this country, I think it should be a chance for the country. He is a citizen of this country, and maybe I might not know it, but I don't hear or see where they issue an arrest warrant for him whenever he steps his foot in this country. Honorable Speaker, I think the law people are here who knows better than I do. Every person deserves a chance. Every person deserves a chance to be heard. So if the former president is not given the chance to be heard, that means, whatever allegation whatever allegations that are mentioned, without him also giving his side of the story, we can't know what's actually happened.
Honorable Speaker, I have the greatest respect for the former head of state, Jammeh, and I will be very much willing to welcome him back to the Gambia, but it has to be channeled through diplomacy. The pronouncement that we heard from President Jammeh is very threatening, according to the mover of the motion. Threatening in the sense that the way and manner he wants to return to the country, if that is going to be the case, honorable members, is going to be bloody. So to avoid those kind of statements from the former head of state, I think it will be very welcoming to give advice to see how best his return can be channeled through diplomacy. As I speak to you now, I am well informed that the president is presently in Nigeria. Whether this is true or not, we have to verify. Honorable Speaker, as mentioned in the statement,
Honorable members, order please.
Honorable Speaker, as mentioned by the mover of the statement, this government must take a firm stance to restore confidence
Honorable members, please order.
among citizens.
Honorable Speaker, I think we have to be very clear here. Honorable Speaker, you are distracting me, please. I think we have to be very clear here. Jammeh'S coming should be a blessing to the country and a blessing to the victims. Jammeh was the leader of this country, and there are many things that are put on him, whether they were accused, whether they were real, we cannot determine. He must face justice and determine to say, yes, I am guilty. Where there is a rule of law. So if he's coming home, he's not coming home to say he's coming home to be a president. He's not coming home because he's coming home to be a leader of a party. He is coming home as a citizen. And if he coming as a citizen, it's the same treatment that I should be treated as if I do wrong. To face justice and then prove myself guilty or not guilty. So I think the concern here is, let's take our time and take things easy. Jammeh was here. If he wants to come back, let him come back and face what he should face.
But the problem is, this government is comfortable Jammeh being exiled. While they come alliance with this party, continue to win election. The agenda they have to talk to Farmer Jones, because he is for animal farms. He will hold Farmer Jones. Anytime he talks, I said, Farmer Jones will come. So you to create people with that sense of fear. I can see contradiction in your statement. You said people are in fear, but you now say people are resolute to defend the democracy. Now, people who are resolute to defend democracy, how would they be fear now? So let's government do the issue. But there's no law that backs Jammeh to come to the country. We are not saying he should not be prosecuted. We are not saying he should not go to court. He should go and defend himself. But we cannot stop him to come to Kenya.
Jammeh brutal dictatorship has almost affected the entire Gambia. Even these scammers who are protecting him today, who are scamming the people of Foni broad daylight, telling them that Barrow is not even occupying the seat where Jammeh used to sit. These scammers who continue to mislead the people of Foni, telling them that Jammeh is coming. Jammeh have been dreaming since 2021. But let me just ask, who pleased Jammeh hand to send him out? And who stopped him from coming? If he is man enough, let him come. So I don't think we even need to waste our time on Jammeh. The only space that Jammeh have now, he is at the bush, chatting with the monkeys and goats. That is what he deserves. I think today, the foreign people or the scammers are not
Point of order. There is a point of order.
I'm not allowing him.
No, there is a point of order.
Honorable Speaker, I am writing on point of order 29.4. No members and input in 29.4. It's at the out of order to use offensive and insulting language about members in the chambers. He said the people of Polu, the scammers.
Wait. Honorable member. Can I see please
Now, the honorable nominated member, Fatoumatta Jawara, she said the scammers, and she said the people of Poli are scammers. That is out of order. That is out of order.
Order. Honorable members, order.
The landlord is very clear. Stop scamming people and stop the misleading statement. Poli people deserve better. But let me tell you, that small population cannot destabilize this country. We fought in our heart and sweat to dislodge that tyrant. And the democracy that the Gambians are enjoying today, you cannot spoil it. There is a prayer going on, a spiritual prayer that is going on in Poli today. And they said they will put on a blood and start beating their calabash to court this government and pray for the former exiled president to come. And I know those who organize it.
Honorable Speaker, I think it's quite evident that if this National Assembly is serious in supporting the victims of the former president, I think now is the time for us to move the motion. Now is the time for us to move the motion to create the path for the executive to do the needful. Every government here, in one way or the other, you have been a victim. Some are economic victims, and some actually are talking about lives. So this is not a joke. And I would like to take, Honorable Speaker, on this existing protocol, using our standing orders, which allow me to move a motion to create the executive to be able to do this. For my mother is very simple and straightforward. Parliament has a responsibility, and our responsibility is to create a path for the executive to put every Gambian, including the former president, to task if they have done some activity against for human dignity. That is very clear. And again, this motion, you cannot come to try to threaten this country.
If, for example, Jammeh is a security threat, today, who is controlling the narrative of the Speaker of the National Assembly? If Jammeh is a security threat, who is controlling as the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly? If Jammeh is a security threat, the security apparatus that he had left is the same security apparatus that are ongoing. If Jammeh is a security threat,
Honorable Councillor, don't be out of order. Be on the topic. What you are insinuating is not clear. Are you insinuating that? Because you cannot do that. How can you refer to and beg the question that if